Welcome and welcome back, everybody, to the OK Grognard Network on an OS Old School Watch Wednesday. We're going to take a look at what happened just this last Monday. I've been telling everybody about it, going up to it, but let's talk about what happened. Gen Con Founders Stone at the Horticultural Hall, which, it's OS Watch Wednesday, August 26th. Yeah, today. It's actually on the correct day. So there you go. OS Watch, we love this show. It's a new thing, but we use the Dean Spencer Watchtower, which looks so cool. Absolutely amazing artwork by Dean Spencer. Go check him out wherever fine artwork is sold. And, of course, we're talking about the Horticultural Hall. Pretty amazing. It is, you know what? We can show off a picture or two over here. This is the same picture, but a little bigger. And we should know that the Gygax Memorial Fund, headed up by Paul Stormberg, dedicated a Gen Con Founders Stone in 2023 in the front steps of the Horticultural Hall. Gary Gygax, founder of Gen Con, on this site, August 24th, 1968, donated by the Gygax Memorial Fund. So, yeah, he shelled out $50, about 35 of his own dollars. And then nearly 100 people, I guess, showed up to that first Gen Con, and they chipped in. I don't know what they were paying. 50 cents? A dollar? No, it wasn't a dollar. But if there were 100 people at 50 cents a piece, then, you know, he covered the cost of the location. In any event, Horticultural Hall had been there since 1911 and was officially commissioned in 1912. Became a preserved site, and they consider it 1912 when it was first doing what it does, which is somebody chimed in on my Facebook feed when I posted some pictures like this one of a bunch of dice, Lake Geneva Games dice, Legio 5, HMGS, some OK Grognard dice at the bottom from Vince. Thank you very much. Just a couple of regular six-siders. And, you know, I went with six-siders because that's what they were using in 68. I don't think there were any games that used anything except six-siders, as far as I know. The multiple dice were used in some cases and added together to create a bell curve, and the odds were figured based on how many dice there were, and they didn't have the granularity that they had once they started using polyhedral dice of all sorts. But there you go. What did I want to say about this besides that? Oh, I know. Hey, here's an interesting thing. We can talk about, and I'll have this link in the show notes, but the Horticultural Hall, sometimes the link doesn't work. You might have to refresh it a couple of times to make sure that it goes through. I'm not sure. It's not a secure website. They really need to step up their security on the website there. Farmers Market every Thursday, first week of May through the last week of October. Thursday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., rain or shine. Go check that out if you like farmers markets. They'll get a wonderful one. They've been doing it for years. There's the plaque. Horticultural Hall in the snow. Some wonderful pictures. There's the interior where we saw Paul standing. They've got a kind of a central courtyard in the middle of the place. So they've got all sorts of things. But look at the, as of March of this year, here were the rates. And don't forget, you've got summer, fall, and winter, spring. So November 1st through April 30th. It's a bit less than the summer and fall rates. And imagine, they had 2 days, they paid $50 in 1968 to rent that hall for a couple of days and have 100 wargamers and a bunch of tables set up and just playing games all weekend long. And here it is now. For a single day, a single Sunday, both Friday and Saturday, you can get for $5,200 and another $2,400. So for $7,600 in August, you can rent the hall. Now, damage security deposit $800, insurance fee $165. 6 months or more prior to the event, 50% of the rental fee has to be shelled out. Less than 6 months, you gotta plunk it all down because you cancel. That's costing them a lot of money. And you know, property tax in Lake Geneva, that's not nothing. Per hour or fraction thereof after the lease termination time. So if you go over, you're not cleaned up and out and everything's put away, tables, chairs, whatnot, then they can charge you extra for every hour beyond that. Non-for-profit rental rates, 501c3 only. Please contact us if you would like to host a non-profit event. So what they're saying is, talk to them. If you're a charity, they'll figure out a way to work something out with you. Hey, does that cover most of what I want to cover? Horticultural Hall? I think so. Oh, you know, let's not forget. What did we need to include? Oh, yeah, I also wanted to talk about a couple other things, like Dragon Days Fantasy Festival. There'll be a link in the show notes, of course, October 3rd and 4th. I will keep mentioning this and reminding people of it right up until it happens. It's a lot of fun, well worth it. And don't forget, with some luck, maybe they'll have the granite and put it in. Maybe that'll have to wait until later, though. We'll see. They're working on it. I'm not sure how far along it is. It would really be nice if they can have it ready by then. The table, memorial table. And don't forget, a week from today, Ernie Gygax Day, September 2nd. We'll do some stuff on the show where we roll some dice and honor our friend Ernie. I mean, he loved all sorts of games, but when he ran D&D, he loved to run first edition Dungeons and Dragons. Here's a photo taken 2024, January 22nd or 27th on the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons. He was kind enough to run a game at the behest of Eric, and Eric invited who came along? Was Vince was there, and Kevin Krupa and Kayla, and I believe was Stephanie there? Cera was there. Myself, and I knew the year after that, Jason joined us, and boy, it was a lot of fun. It was always fun. Ernie's Dungeon Hobby Shop Dungeon was a blast to play in. I mean, the game was around. it was his original setting from the earliest days. So, you know, there are very few of us who started in 74 and created settings right away who have run them year in and year out and grown them and expanded them. But of course, Troll Lords, you can get the memorial tomb from the Troll Lords website. So go do that if you have a mind to do so. And you know what? There's one more thing I wanted to mention, which was kind of fun. There was an article on the history of pinball games, and within that article were some pictures of a Lost World pinball machine released by Bally in 1977. That would have been the year that the first edition Monster Manual was released. And the Gorgar pinball machine, released by Williams in December of 1979, which would have been the year that the first edition Dungeon Master's Guide was released. That great book, and I think we know that. Here, I'll put a link to that in the show notes. But here's the article. It's on Kineticist, and it's the 150 most historically significant pinball machines. And you look on here, and there's Gorgar up there, and right? But all sorts of different Raven, Rocket, Cyclone, Challenger, Godzilla, and it really starts with the origins, 1871. And Redgrave Parlor Bagatelle game. Notice it's leaning, and it's got the chute. You'd send the ball up, and it would fall through down to the bottom, almost like a Plinko game, really, in some ways. But ultimately, you got the plunger. What was this, Gottlieb? 1931 Baffle Ball. That was what they called it, rather than pinball, I guess, at that time. And then 32. In any event, you can see by the 47, Nine Sisters 53. Pinball just got crazy year after year after year. There are more and more. Elton John's fantastic. Of course, Mr. Captain Fantastic from the Pinball Wizard, Tommy, rock opera by the Who, and there's 76 Altarians, and 8 Ball 77, Roy Clark, Disco Fever, 78 The Flash. They said Lost Word 78, but if you click through, you'll find that the picture inside shows it 77. And then you've got the Cosmic Princess and Gorgar, our friend Gorgar. What a nasty cat. Put him in one of your D&D games if you want. He'd be a fun villain to include, right? He'd be someone to throw in there as a big bad evil guy to fight. In any event, I think that covers just about everything I wanted to cover. The main thing was the Horticultural Hall Founder's Stone that went put some dice on the stone and took a picture this last Monday on my way into work, and Paul Haney swung by the store, and I convinced him to run over there. Look for him on Facebook. He's got a picture of that he took when he stopped by there. I'm not sure that a lot of other people were able to make it die. It was a Monday. A lot of people work on Monday. Not everybody has a chance, and of course I don't start till noon, so that gave me the opportunity to swing by there on the way in. In any event, remember that every year. Remember Gen Con Founders Day 8/24, August 24th, 1968. Remember September 2nd, Ernie Gygax Day every year. Keep that in mind, because these are dates we should honor, we should celebrate, we should use as a day of remembrance for our friends who are no longer with us, and for the important dates in the history of gaming, and it's not just about nostalgia. It's about keeping traditions alive, and making sure that folks are aware of them in the rich history of gaming, and especially here in Lake Geneva. That is such the case. That's about it. Thank you so much for popping in. I do appreciate it. And don't forget that shows are recorded on Twitch most Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, then uploaded to YouTube for convenient streaming. And we want to thank everyone who watches and supports my effort. Please back the channel, even at the free level on patreon.com. It would be very much appreciated. You'll find links in the show notes for that too. Join all these other wonderful people who support my efforts, and thank you to each and every one of them. And don't forget now, the OK Grognard Network has 3 main shows: the Guideline Sunday show, the Old School Watch show on Wednesday, and the Periodicals Friday show. And we just did an unboxing the other day of Dragon Derby. We'll do some other irregular shows like that from time to time when we get the chance. So tune in for those too, and watch them. Watch the archived video on YouTube. Very much appreciated if you do. Thank you to everybody once again, and bye-bye.